Press the button.
Okay, so we are live here on YouTube, Sunday afternoon,
Here we go.
streaming live with some new friends here. So it's this live stream will be pushed out to multiple channels at the same time. So obviously, if you're watching from any of our channels, you can post questions and comments in each chat as we go. So we'll give everyone a couple of minutes to get going here. Just trying to make sure that everyone's live stream is running.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, yours just came on, Loretta.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep. So yours is on now. Matt and Mouse, they're live on their channel, and then we're waiting for one more creator to work on getting things set up on his end, and he'll be joining us as well. So yeah, hopefully everyone's having a good Sunday so far. And my name's Jason. I'm just here I'm the the one of these things is not like the other guest today. trying to help out with some other creators that aren't that want to get into doing this live stream thing. So I think everyone's
we're having
here.
A bit of issue hearing. Hi everyone.
You get. Let me get Thompson back on screen here.
Oh, is Thompson coming back?
Yep.
I don't know if it worked or not, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if that worked, Thompson.
I'm having a bit of a delay. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yeah. Okay, sounds like okay. Paul and Jason can see all four of us on screen. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's starting to sound a little bit better now. Hi, Lori, out in Saskatchewan.
So we've got Lori over here.
Hi, Simple
I'll do my best. Yeah, I'll do my best to put up comments and questions on the screen here, but sort of, I guess like I was saying off the top here, this first live stream is to allow everybody to sort of introduce themselves and let everyone know sort of what brought you to YouTube and what your channels are about, and goals for the channels, all these fun things that we do on live streams. So I'll go last here. So why don't we see who comes up first here? So Matt and Mouse, why don't you wait? You guys get to be first if you want to sort of introduce yourselves, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, we're going to set the bar somewhere around here, and we're going to work up. All right, so Matt and Mouse, I'll let you guess who is who. We kicked off our YouTube channel in 2022.
Did we? Okay, sure.
Yeah, somewhere in there. And we were working on the basis that we're buying a property, and with the plan to go and move off grid and build a cabin by a lake, as the Canadian dream is. And so we decided to start documenting it primarily for our parents who live in England many, many miles away. And we wanted to keep them all in the loop as to what we were doing. And we thought we'd do it as a YouTube channel because it seemed like a good idea at the time, right? So we did it as a YouTube channel and started publishing the videos, and we tried to build them out in such a way that if somebody else started watching it, they'd at least know what was going on. And then we started getting subscribers, and we thought, wow, okay. And it's just been a journey since then. We're just documenting it, the stuff that we're working on, so that we, anybody else could watch it, but in our heads, our primary audience is our parents and our family. And that's kind of what we're trying to build.
Yeah, it was an extremely long-term goal, I think, when we first started. But then in 2022, I got cancer, and then all your goals change and your priorities change, and things accelerated from there. And yeah, and here we are now.
Living it large on a live.
Trying to go off grid on a limited budget.
Yes. Yeah. How do we build this with no money? Oh, we'll figure it out.
Well, I think that can be,
we
that can be good information for other people too, right? Like the off-grid thing, just as a outside observer, I'm not sort of in that space on YouTube, but what I see is a lot of your channels I've been following, a lot of other people here that follow you, I'm following them, and just being able to show how it can be done on a affordable budget is, I think it's a pretty important thing to put out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we go over to Loretta and Jason here, and we can, if you guys want to sort of let us know sort of what got you guys started in this whole journey.
We are here.
Sorry, guys, you were kind of cutting out there. Sorry about that. So it's our turn. We just lost the feed for a little bit. It was kind of going around. So I see we're on screen now.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can hear us. So we started our channel. Well, actually, let's start from before that. In 2021, we bought this cottage here. It's completely off grid in Northern Ontario, and we didn't even think about YouTube at that time. Nope. We were just kind of coming up here on weekends, really enjoying the property and the area, just loving it. And then we started watching YouTube and got into channels like Bush Radical, Girl in the Woods, Off Grid with Jay and Jen, these kind of channels. And then we thought, hey, we do all that stuff. Why don't we start a channel? So again, in the beginning, it was mostly just friends and family, but it's starting to, increase every day as it does. It was really slow at first, but we're seeing some progress here. So and we're really having fun with it. I mean, really, it was just for fun. So just kind of a bonus now.
Yep.
And what else? You want to talk?
I don't even know what to say right now.
The live thing's kind of
for us buying this place, we had to look at a lot of different places. Top end, there's a lot of stuff that was no good, and this one came up a week later, and we pretty much bought it without seeing it.
Yeah, that's right. We did a whole day of looking with an agent up in this area. Didn't see anything at all we liked. We had to look 10, 15 places. I can't remember exactly how many, and then we're back at home and we get an email with this place and we just said, oh my God, we got to buy that place. And we did. We called the agent and pretty much within a couple hours, it was ours. So we didn't even see it. It was just, meant to be, Yeah. So really, I'm seeing a lot of people chatting here and I want to say hi to everybody, but well, I guess we'll try and get to that after. Hey, Dawn out in Alberta as well. Oh, Grady's here. Oh my goodness. Thanks guys for coming. This is so nice. So yeah. And long-term goals, are we there yet? Or are we going to kind of go around table still with Thompson explaining his thing first?
Well, if we want to,
what do we want to do here?
Do the introductions first here, and then we can sort of go to that.
Oh yeah. Let's do that. Okay. So we're done. Okay. We had to put our dog outside because he's just too antsy. Hi, Thompson.
Hi there. So back in 2021, I do lots of outdoor activities like winter camping and stuff like that. So I started watching YouTube and I'm like, well, maybe I should try this. And it went from there. I went on a excursion out in the middle of nowhere with my wall tent in -30, and I recorded it and it turned out okay. And I just went from there, and then I purchased a property, very bad access, and I built a off-grid cabin with a creek close by. And basically I have a 3-kilometer hike into it. So I started documenting everything then. And over the last, couple of years, I'd go off on adventures like last year. I went all through the Yukon, the Northwest Territories, and having a camera around was always a little scary, but once you get used to it, it was I find it really fun. And
Yeah.
then when you get down into the editing part of all this, believe it or not, I enjoy that almost the most, because you catch all your mistakes and you can edit out your mistakes. And believe me, there's a lot of them.
100%.
So,
She makes me look good.
yeah, like everybody asks me, like, how do you, all your editing and stuff, and I'm like, I just enjoy it, like, and I spend probably an hour every night. I don't do it all at once. I do it over the week, a period, like an hour to 2 hours a night, and just edit things out, and then I review it as many times as possible before I upload on Thursday. And but back to where I started, the cabin was really the start of it, and I really, really enjoyed building it, and hunting and stuff. Like, I'm literally sitting in the middle of BC right now in a wall tent in a hunting camp. So that's
Oh, wow.
me. And yeah, we're elk hunting right now and moose hunting. I'm probably 3.5 hours from any town. And this is what I enjoy. So there's a camera with me, and I figured, well, let's try YouTube. So here we sit today.
Mm.
And this summer, actually, I'll give you a little bit of a detail. When I did my big trip through the Yukon in January last year, I really discovered I've always wanted a piece of property. And all of a sudden, I did 8,000 kilometers in -30 weather, and I had a lot of time to think. And we communicated back and forth with my wife. And while I was in the Yukon, she's actually down in Florida. So I'm thinking, what do you think about buying an off-grid property? And she's kind of hummed and hawed. When I got home, we discussed it. And this spring, we put our house on the market, and we're completely on 12 acres off-grid. So it was like, and it happened so fast. We put our house on the market. Within a month, it was gone, and we made the deal, and we're in a fifth wheel on 12 acres. We're trying to build this. So that's pretty much my story. So yeah.
Very cool.
So
Very cool.
That's awesome. I think when you've got a partner as well who is willing to actually make that jump and that change with you, that's so much easier. That's
and it was very
It really
surprising.
helps.
She was pretty open to it, and I'm like, well, I have a lot of work ahead of me, but that's, you jump in both feet. And we did that lots. We lived in the Lower Mainland for many years, and that was one of the things. We flipped houses, and just, okay, let's jump in and go, right? Let's just do it. Grab the bull by the horn and go. So yeah.
There you go. Sometimes you just got to go for it.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that we're all not like 22 and like TikTok famous or whatever it is. It's all this.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what we're doing. We'll grab a camera. We'll just make something work.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Just go for it.
It comes back to the editing too. You can always edit all that.
Okay,
Sometimes it's also funny to see.
So here's a question, actually, for both Thompson and Loretta and Jason. How much footage do you shoot? Like, how many hours to distill it down to like the 20, 15, 20, 25 minutes?
3 to 4 hours, I would say. 3-4
Yeah,
hours, maybe more. It depends on how many recording devices I'm using at the time.
Yeah.
It's crazy. How
yeah,
about you guys?
I'm between 4
Same?
and 6. 4 and 6 for
Wow.
me.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the same. I think our last one was it was just under 2 hours, and so I was slightly panicking that I wouldn't have enough to cut down. And in the end, I'm just like chopping bits out. Like, nobody wants to see me like do that for 20 minutes. You know?
Yeah, I know, right? And you'll go over it a few times and go, "Oh, that's dumb. Why'd I leave that in there?"
I know, right?
Yeah, I find, for me, where my channel's taken a bit of a swing from going camping and going to the cabin, where they would be more prepared for the videos. Now it's just regular life, and I'm struggling with this part of it for me, because it's not that what I was doing before was not real, but now it's it's 100%. It's my day. How do I explain it? It's just 100% me now. It's not me going home, grabbing a bag and heading off to the cabin or a tent and heading into the bush. This is now 100% my life. So I'm struggling with that a little bit with the camera, just to get the proper footage and stuff, because there's a lot of frustrating moments, because when it's, like drilling a well, there's schedules, you have to make it, winter's coming, and I'm still living in a fifth wheel, and I have a house sitting on the ground and packages and waiting for permits. It's real life happens, right? So it's that part is hard.
And then the biggest question is, where do I put the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing Jason and I have sometimes issues with. Like he's 100% the muscle and brains behind the builds and everything like that, and then sometimes I'll be working from here while he's doing stuff, so I'm trying to tell him, okay, do this with the camera or do that. So it's like it's a tough one. It's hard when you get into doing what you're doing and then also having to do something with a camera. It's kind of annoying for him, I guess, but anyways, we do our best.
Something I just want to interrupt. I guess my live stream is not connected to my channel. I am trying to work on it. So if anybody out there jumped in,
that's too bad.
I am working on it as we're going here. So just wanted to let everybody know.
Yeah, we'll get these bugs worked out. I think that's sort of the whole idea of this first live stream here this week, so that we get sort of everything sorted out for down the road. Even I had, when I first set up the live stream, I completely gapped out and didn't turn something on, so that's why it wasn't working for you guys. So even I'm learning after doing this for 3.5 years.
So I have a question for you. Was anybody else nervous about doing this today? Like a little bit?
Absolutely, always nervous. I forgot to hit thumbs up myself. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Lori. I forgot. Like, thumbs up.
Weirdly not.
I think it's
well, we've already done one, and I'm still nervous. Like, it's nerve-wracking being on screen. It helps having other people with us, though.
It does.
Don't you think? Like, it's like a little bit easier to.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think that the nerves go away completely. Like I've been live.
Right?
Yeah. So like I've been live over 60 times now, I think. And you're still always, it's not so much talking to the camera. It's just the nerves I get are like, okay, is something just going to blow up in the middle of it and screw it up? Like I've been lucky, knock on wood, that I haven't had too many technical issues when it comes to live streaming. I've lost my internet once or something, but yeah, the nerves go away pretty quick. And this is the best way to do it is with a group of people or another channel, because then you can just bounce, conversation off of each other. So I think this was a good idea for all of you, when you, I know when Loretta first mentioned it, to sort of put something like this together. I think it's the easiest way to learn for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's nice having another
to learn all the gadgets.
Yeah. Okay. So if anyone has any questions for any of the creators, just drop it in the comments, and I'll make sure we get those up for whoever it's for. I'm monitoring the chats from everyone's channel, so
No, Jason, we haven't had your intro.
My intro. Okay. Well, my name's Jason. Well, let's just do this right here and then. So my name's Jason, just Jason Keto and more. Like I was saying at the beginning, I'm kind of sort of the odd man out on this, only because of the sort of content. We're all creators. I have sort of two goals on YouTube. Since I started 3.5 years ago, my main goal is to try and help anyone that wants to change their lifestyle, to try and get healthier. And, I can provide what I've learned over the last 5 years of living a ketogenic lifestyle. But my second goal that I sort of picked up right around 2 years ago was to be a bigger part of the YouTube community and doing whatever I can to help other channels reach their goals on YouTube. You know, that's why 9 out of 10 people you ever see in my live streams are not part of the keto community. We're just part of the YouTube community. And I think it's when I made that shift that things actually started to change for my channel. Before I started doing that, things weren't growing very quickly. But once you start getting that community as creators, then you can reach a bigger audience. Like, we don't all have to be part of the same niche or genre or whatever you want to call it. You know, we just want to be out there learning new information. Like, I've got this channel, which is all sort of keto related, but then I have another YouTube account that I use for consuming content, and nothing on that account basically really has anything to do with any of this. It's all just the weird stuff that I like to watch on YouTube. So that's basically my, you know, I started YouTube well after I started keto, but it was really just a way to sort of share what I'd learned for the first 2 years. So that's basically where I'm at this point. You know, we're in this, what we're doing today is part of my, you know, commitment to help any other channels that I can, big, small. You know, like, I know, Thompson, you've got quite a following over on your channel, and Greta and Jason and Matt and Mouse, you guys are growing really quick too. So
something I'd like to add to that. Last year, when I had some problems with community guidelines and music and stuff. What is the word I'm looking for?
Copyright?
Like copyright.
Copyrights. So it was actually a year ago. When I was hunting, I had a buddy of mine, and he had turned off all countries in my YouTube except Canada and the US. And we recently just turned those back on. So make sure in your settings, you have all your countries on. It makes a huge difference. So, and then recently things have my videos have gone back to where they were a year ago. So it's kind of a crazy thing.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure, like, I do have comments from people kind of all over the world. So I don't remember ever clicking anything on that, but
right.
Oh,
like
that's weird.
it was something like, I have very poor cell phone service here. So I had a guy managing did a few videos before I went hunting, and all of a sudden all these guidelines came in, and we're getting, so he just recommended shutting off some of the countries that we were violating. And then, but we ended up shutting everything off except for the US and Canada. So my channel wasn't reaching anywhere other than the US and Canada. So just something to check.
Wow.
Like, and if there's any other small channels out there that are listening, it's definitely worthwhile looking into, because, and believe me, I'm not a tech guy, so just thought I'd
Do you still use background music or stuff like that on your channel?
I do all my editing on an Apple product, so I only use what they provide to avoid this, because I was using a different program, and I started going through all my old videos, and I ended up with 20 videos with violations on it, and I had no idea.
Wow.
So I slowly went through and started checking all this, and I'm like, because it was a little bit frustrating, you know, all of a sudden you know, my channel had all these views, and then they were start dropping, and then I'm like, and I didn't go into my studio to check the messages from YouTube. So my bad, right? I mean, it's going into studio every once in a while is worth it, because so I just stopped using other platforms and just used Apple Music. And that's why in most of my videos, it's basically the same music. It's not different.
Yeah.
So
Well, you can
Yeah.
download music from YouTube
yeah,
from the studio, and there's another one. You have to pay for this one, but Epidemic Sound I find is really really good.
Okay.
That's what I use a lot of. You too? Yeah, it's really good, and you can use it. It doesn't matter if you have Apple or what. So you can use.
Okay.
You should be able to
We've
use
also,
it.
we've also used Storyblocks as well. So we
We
used
used that for a
Storyblocks
while.
for a while, audio
Yeah.
blocks.
Storyblocks, and then we switched to Epidemic Sound because I felt they had a better selection, a better quality selection, plus sound effects and a few other bits and pieces. So we switched to Epidemic, and yeah, since then, I mean, and it's funny you said, because what I've started doing, if anybody's noticed, is I'll actually use a different music track for each video, so that if that one does get copyright flagged, it's only going to ever affect one video. And so I started doing that, and it also helps set different tone, like, because each video is doing a different thing. Like if you're doing like Loretta did that beautiful drone flyover video, well, the music for that would be totally different to constructing the woodshed. So you have a different tone. What?
I didn't notice.
Okay. I do. Obviously, it's subtle.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Your music is fantastic. I like it. It's
It
great.
is.
You do a good job. You're very good
But
job.
it's not overpowering as well if you just use a key point. So, yeah.
So, something else I did too when I first started YouTube, and actually was one of the people that inspired me to start YouTube, was I used to hunt in Marmora, Ontario, and there's a creator down there that I reached out to when I first started my YouTube channel, and he promoted me 3 or 4 times on his channel. That was the fact that he actually did that was amazing. That was Raspberry Rock. So he threw my name out there a couple times, and that really helped. So
Cool.
Hey, Mike.
Well, we got a couple of questions here. If you guys want to sort of go around and sort of each give your take on them. One from Jeff Thomas here. In today's world of short attention spans, what do you do to keep your channels fresh and audiences captivated? So I don't know if
Who
anyone
wants to go first?
has any thoughts on that.
I have something to say about that. I do actually have something to say about that. We never have any set plan. We do not rehearse. We're fly by the seat of our pants, like 100% every day, day in and day out. There is no, thinking about how to keep things fresh. This is just like, okay, we got to do this. We're doing it. We have limited time, and that's what we're filming today. So yeah, we're kind of boring. Sorry. All right, Matt and Mouse, how do you keep things fresh?
Well, let me tell you. Well, I think it's a good question, and it is kind of challenging from our perspective because of the type of content it is. Right? It's for us. I try and organize our episodes so that they're around a specific topic. So, for example, I think the last one we were about milling some wood. So we did an assembly of the mill, and we did some milling of the wood. And that was roughly, even though it was more of a vlog type thing, that was the topic of that. So if someone comes to it looking for milling, they're going to get roughly milling information. And for the attention span, I very early on came up with a formula for our channel, as in the way that I edit. For example, if it's B-roll, then I limit it to 4 seconds. If it's showing an action sequence, then it's 2 or 3 second increments. And I try and maintain that kind of theme so that when you're watching it, that attention span is a little bit taken care of because the scene is constantly changing.
And then you test it on your own ADHD.
Yeah, then I watch it and I go, no, that's crap. Do it again. But yeah, because I'm constantly in the back of my head, I always think, okay, my target audience is this. And then we looked at our stats, and I think our target audience, the people that are watching our stuff, are 45 years old plus. So for that stuff, we try and aim it at there, and we don't use, you know, millennial slang and
Yet.
Gen
Z slang. We like to use that to wind our kids up, really.
But I mean, in terms of keeping fresh, I mean, we don't really go through. I mean, YouTube gives you a list and say, these are all the words that are trending. Make videos about these, and they'll jump. Yeah, you know, that doesn't work for us because
it doesn't.
Next weekend, they're going to be putting a roof on a woodshed. I mean, that's probably not going to be trending in YouTube when I do that. It's just something that I have to do.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes. But great question, Jeff. I appreciate it.
For me, I'm in between the both of you guys. It's now, like, when I first started the channel, it was a little bit different because, you know, I'd pack a bag, we'd go camping, or we'd go to the cabin. I could be a little bit more exciting, but now it's my everyday life. And it's like everything else. You get kind of into a routine where you film, you edit, you get it out. There is a bit of a stress to this for me, and that's because, you know, at 2:00 on Thursdays, I want that video out, but I want it to be good. And so I'd love for my videos to be much better, and I know I need to work on that. But it's that timeline, and, you know, everybody's life is busy. I don't think there's anybody here doing this full time. I'm sure everybody here has a full-time job too. So to really sit down and say, okay, sure, if I was to do YouTube full time, my videos would probably 80% better. But unfortunately, I have a company to run, and that's really what pays my bills first, right? So keeping fresh, it's difficult for me because of that. But I do have some ideas in the works, and if anybody's listening, and trying to keep some of it's like Matt and Mo said, trying to keep some of the clips a little bit shorter to keep you interested. I watched a new YouTube channel last night, and this guy, it was a 44-minute video, and it felt like 10 minutes. And I'm like, holy cow, this is kind of where I should maybe head. I forget the name, but I'll share it with you guys later. If you really want to, I'm sitting down. When am I going to have time to watch a 44-minute video? And then it was just like, I didn't want to stop. It was like, holy cow. So there's lots of good.
Yeah, share that on your community page so we can check it out.
I will. I'll send you his.
I like watching new content.
Yeah,
it's
like
funny,
this guy.
We had this exact conversation last night because we were watching a 1-hour video, but the guy sits in a chair for 20 minutes talking to camera
at the end of it.
And we're like, this is 20 minutes that you would have slashed.
Yeah, I would have cut out a lot of it. But my policy has always been that, you know, we try and keep it to about 20 minutes per episode. That's the rough goal. Some of them are 25, some of them are 15. But my feeling is if the clips that we assemble tell a story and take the viewer from, you know, the beginning of the episode to the end of the episode with, you know, in real time or in a sequence, then if it's 20, 21, 22, that I think we even have like a 30-minute episode or a 35-minute episode. But that's because that's what I needed to tell the story of what we were doing. But I try not to do that because it's a lot of time.
Okay. Yeah, no, I as far as my content goes, is with a question like that, I have completely different kind of content. I just do a live stream and a recipe video once a week. And then sometimes I'll throw in some random stuff here and there kind of thing. So I actually spend a lot of time on, I don't know if any of you use tools like TubeBuddy, that it's a plug-in for your YouTube channel that you can use to like experiment with titles and tags, and it'll give you suggested tags for your videos and things like that. It's just a tool that will help you with the search engine optimization of your videos.
What was the name of that?
TubeBuddy.
TubeBuddy.
Yeah. So there's a free version of it that will help you to sort of explore your channel, and like you say, you can put in add the title of your video, and it'll tell you sort of if it's matching a lot of other videos out there, or for it's it just gives you some extra analytics that you can use.
Awesome.
So I'm kind of that's sort of my thing. Like even most of my videos, I don't like if you pay attention to them over the week that I first put them out. A lot of times I change the thumbnail 2 or 3 times, and I'll change the title 2 or 3 times as well. Only because my content is a little more, I wouldn't say clickbaity necessarily, but I need to be able to get that click-through rate. If my click-through rate is under
get somebody's
4%,
attention.
Yeah, if it's under 4% in the first 2 days, it's just going to die, and I won't get, like when I see it go above that 4% in the first 2 days, and then it usually get some activity for a couple of weeks, kind of thing. So I'm just kind of a nerd when it comes to that kind of stuff. So
how do you find the results on that?
Well, that's just through the YouTube study or studio. Right. It'll give you like obviously your views, but then your click-through rate for video, each individual video. It'll start giving you that information after the first 2 hours. So my goal is always to try and get that click-through rate up. Like I had a video not too long ago where about some food I had added to my diet that changed my life, basically, right? The thumbnail was blurred out, so you couldn't see what it was, and the title was really vague. So it got a 6% click-through rate, got 2,500 views in the first week. So
I saw that one, yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where you have to play with it, and I would always give the advice that don't be afraid down the road. Like if you have some older videos that did fairly well, there's always opportunity to go in and change the title and change the description and the thumbnail. Try and just play with it. Like if it's already slowed down in views, then you can easily just go back in and change some things and come up with another catchy title or things like that. So
I've done that a few times on some other videos, and it does work. But
yeah,
what do you pay more attention to, clicks or view time hours?
That's definitely a good question. I personally like both of them to be higher than average.
Right.
Like again, I struggle with my recipe videos because I can get better overall view time on my shorter videos, but I'd rather them be longer.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then I try and get the clicks on the video as high as I can. So
for me, I try to watch the view time hours. I think that's a little more important for me because here's a great example. I had a video when I was in Ontario, and that thing skyrocketed, but the view time hours were crazy low. People just clicked on because of the title and stuff, and after a minute we're bored. So sure, it got lots of clicks, but the view time hours were very poor. And then I've had videos with very low numbers, but the view time hours are like
High, yeah.
full views. And to me, I think that's a little more important than clicks. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, with one thing I was reading with the clicks or the impressions, I guess, on some of the home pages, when you hover over the video, it starts playing silently playing the thumbnail, and then that counts as an impression. So if somebody's moving their mouse across the screen, triggering all these auto plays, then that's why I've been taking it with a bit of hesitancy whether or not I should count it, because like you said, the view time hours are where the money is, if you like. But that whole aspect. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't get me wrong. The retention on the video is super important as well. That's the one that's definitely part of the equation. I haven't sort of gotten down to where I want it either. But yeah, if you go into your YouTube study under your analytics, you can usually see each individual video and sort of your typical retention, and then your retention for that video, and then you can see where it drops off. And that gives you an idea. You can go back to the video at that time and see, okay, well, what can I do differently that will allow that retention to stay elevated? Or you can figure out, okay, well, for me, half the time, because my videos, I'm not usually on screen, like you don't even see my face. And it's funny, if I'm on video, I get way less retention than if I'm not. So that's why I'm not usually on screen. So just one of those things you find out over a few years. So
how do we do? Oh, I don't know. How do we do that? P&J is saying if we need a mod. I don't even know how to do that. Yeah. They were kind of new to this year, so
there's a lot of people asking for Thompson's channel. I've just thrown it in the chat there.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to do it. Thanks, Matt.
So we had another question come in here from It's All Grady. Sometimes we feel crazy chasing this dream. My question is, do you ever feel the same? Every day?
Yes. Big. Yeah. So it's the lack of budget that makes me feel crazy, because the dream isn't coming fast enough, because the budget and time
budget.
is not. Yeah.
The time and the budget, those are the hugest problems for us right now. My God, you do feel crazy, and you go, when is this ever going to be just normal? And don't get me wrong, we're having the time of our lives, but we're just sometimes so strung out because we're just all over the place, and we're like, oh my God, we got to get this done, but we don't have time. And a little crazy sometimes, but also having fun. So we try and focus more on the positives. We try, right?
I think this is where, again, having the YouTube channel for us has been the biggest benefit, because there'll be days when we can only be up there at weekends, and it's just
try
and cram as much into that weekend as you can to make progress, and you feel like you're not making any progress. The dream is not getting any closer, and that's what you feel like in the moment. And then you go back and look on the YouTube channel, and you see how far you've come in just a year. You're like, whoa, okay, I remember now that there was this enormous pile of wood all clattered in front of the bunkie, and that's not there now. I forgot all about that. And so
lots of you're right.
It's like a time capsule.
It really is. It really is.
You can always look back on it. Your relatives and everything, when we're gone, they can always look back on it.
Absolutely.
It's true. Yeah. It's always going to be there. Hopefully, if we ever have grandkids someday. We're still waiting on that.
No pressure. No pressure.
But yes, I regularly.
No pressure, guys. Yeah. Any other questions there? I'm like, this thing is going so fast.
Yeah, there's a lot of chatting back and forth here. Kind of
Lane Henry asks, "Do you guys edit yourself?" Well, I've seen some of Thompson's, and I know he doesn't edit himself.
Everything's done by me.
I just wanted to mention Lane is a new channel I just found recently. He built his own A-frame. Actually, him and his buddy, 13 years old. They're building their own A-frame. Go check that out. I was just, wow. Very, very cool, guys. Very cool.
So everyone's still asking in your channel, Loretta, or Thompson, if you can sort of.
Well, somebody posted, Matt posted it there, I think.
Yeah, it's that's in Matt's channel though. This comment's coming from your channel.
Come on over to our side. Come on, we got his link.
Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't find it.
Yeah. So it's what's your tag, Thompson? The tag you have, explore. Exploring my backyard.
Exploring the backyard. Yeah, I just put something on my channel to head over to your guys' channels to ask questions. So,
Oh dear.
Well, I guess for us to answer Lane Henry's question as well, do you guys edit yourself? We do. Like I purposely bleep out any profanity, and it's not because it's really bad. It's just that I think it's more humorous when it's just bleeping away and you don't actually know what's being said. So we bleep that out.
Oh, you're taking literally. Do we edit the videos
footage
ourselves?
Oh yeah, and that's a good question. What is the question now? Do you guys edit yourself? We do our own editing, and I edit myself when I'm in I've also edited myself live and actually suddenly stopped talking and had to remove it. But
I love your bloopers at the end though. They're kind of funny.
yeah, we started doing that because some of them were just like freaking hilarious. So
we've got someone asking where everyone's located. So I don't know if everyone wants to sort of give a general.
Is he sending candy or?
Yeah, well, it's candy. No, we're in northern Ontario, just south of Lake Nipissing, kind of in the middle between Nipissing and French River.
I'm in central.
So totally different and unrelated, Loretta.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Thompson.
Sorry, Thompson, go ahead.
I'm in the interior of British Columbia. So.
And we're up in the, well, not right now, but we're going to be up in the Caribou of BC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Caribou,
Cool.
BC. Okay.
Our video is based in the Caribou.
Our video is
majority.
basically,
Yeah, and I'm in southwestern Ontario, so down near between Windsor and Toronto, basically. So yeah, 4 Canadian channels having a conversation.
Yep.
That's
Awesome.
definitely good to see. So let me see if we're missing anything here. I don't know if we wanted to go around and sort of talk about that part we'd left out at the beginning, sort of what's everyone's sort of future goals for their channel, if they have anything specific they're trying to accomplish, or are we all trying to quit our day jobs and spend all our time on YouTube, or is it just going to remain a hobby? Or
You guys go ahead. What's your plans, guys?
Okay, well, my plan
Go
is
for it, Thompson.
I'm basically semi-retired. I don't work winters. I basically work 4 months of the year, and that's it. So, and I don't want to give that gig up yet. So that'll be probably another 5 years of that, and then I'll be done. Hopefully.
Nice.
And then hopefully YouTube pays me, but we'll see.
Hopefully, right? Yeah. No. We both work full time, and I don't plan on quitting my full-time job ever. But we'll see how that all goes. We hopefully can move up here full time. We live 4 hours south of where our off-grid place is, so as you can imagine, that's kind of tricky for managing life, and we're, like I said, fly by the seat of our pants all the time. And
me, I'm a heavy truck mechanic, and I think if we do come up here, I'm just going to get a little service truck and fix logging equipment, farm equipment, trucks, and whatever anybody needs. And just do it on my own time.
Yeah, after we get ourselves, really set up and comfortable because we're just sort of adding comforts as we go. So this weekend we worked on more water into the cabin, a little bit more comfortable. That way we're obviously going to need septic, just things we need to do. So once that's all settled and everything, then, you know, he can just kind of go and do his thing and whatever.
Build bunkies and
Build bunkies too.
trails.
Obviously, we're going to do a lot of bunkies. We're going to just keep going with that. About 50 acres here, so it's, you know, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun doing this kind of stuff. The trails we have back here are amazing too. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of work. Hey, Ella is here. Girl in Nature. Girl in Nature. That's Ella. You'll see her on our videos once in a while. She's down home right now, but. And you guys, Matt and Mouse, plans?
Yeah. So our long-term plans are we've got a few years until the kids have wrapped up school and college, and so we're just trying to do little bits to get as far as we can, so that at that point we can then make the move and move up there.
We too are 4 hours away.
Yeah,
Where we want to be.
Yeah,
depending on
you know the
traffic,
pain, you feel it.
Let's go. You know, okay.
Oh, hey, Barry.
So, yeah,
Barry
so,
from
like, as far as our YouTube-
Wisconsin. Barry,
Yeah,
did
so
you get your
it's.
shirt
I
yet?
think we've got a couple of years. Are you hawking your merch on the call?
No, he won a t-shirt. He answered one of our questions quite a while ago before we even had t-shirts made, and he was one of the winners. And then Kenny out in Nova Scotia, he's not here, but he just received his. So that's why I was wondering if Barry had received his yet. But, yeah.
Cool.
Hi, Tiffany.
I have a question.
She hasn't printed it yet. She's going to make you a special one.
I'm getting one of you guys'. Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
We have
He's
to
just
wait
my
and order new colors for you, because you guys asked for colors I didn't have. So I'm gonna wait maybe another couple of weeks and see if I have any order. And I'll get you guys yours made. So
We're so demanding. But yeah, long-term goals. Did we get to our long-term goal?
Yeah, well, long term, we will move
Oh,
up
yeah.
there. We both have day jobs right now, but if I can get a Starlink dish, I can pretty much work anywhere. So that's my plan. And
So it'd be nice
Yeah,
if the
we want
YouTube
to
channel allowed us to do that.
yeah,
That would be really, really cool long-term goal. The
Mhm.
alternative is win the lottery, go up there, build it,
yeah, that's
build our cabin.
we're talking realism.
Realistic goals.
Yeah, I think because right now, I think anything we get from the YouTube channel, we just use it to buy stuff to do up there. So, like, you know, the extra $100 here and there every month is great, and then we'll buy some extra roofing or stuff that we need. Yeah,
Bit by bit.
a bit.
I have a question for you guys. So, how does the 4-hour drive each way play into your weekend and YouTube? That that must be hard. That's a big part of your.
Yeah,
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
in,
it is. I
in a
mean,
weekend, it's an 8-hour turnaround.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you add
So you've already
4
knocked off 8 hours.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, that I know what I'm doing, and I'm looking at, and I'm trying to calculate 4 hours extra on a Friday or Saturday in my day. I'm like, I don't know how you do it. Like, hands down.
Yeah.
You guys, that's awesome.
It's
Like
hard.
we work our full day. She
Yeah.
packs everything up. We need food, all that, and especially in the wintertime, it's harder because it's freezing, obviously.
Yeah.
So we got to bring water up. We got to bring. We got to make sure our fridge is working up here. We just got all that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we're just so used to it now. It's what we do. We're just so used to it,
3.5 years of doing it, you get into a routine.
and it's weird when we don't do it.
Yeah. And I've started, I've started actually, I used to get really car sick, but now it's almost like I've trained myself, and I actually do a lot of editing on the 4-hour drive. So, that kind of helps with my timing a little sometimes, but Yeah, sometimes if I'm too car sick, I just can't do it. But yeah,
And we've had blowouts coming up, so we have a tandem
Oh my
axle trailer.
God.
We blew 2 tires on one side.
Ugh.
We had to, and this is minus 27 weather, and all I had was a 3/8 ratchet with a 7/8 socket on it.
Yeah.
And we got the tire off, so we took the one off the one side, took 2 off the other, and mounted the one on the back. So we had just one axle. Now the other axle just hung there, and don't mess with our cabin life.
Yeah. it's
No
so
kidding,
common.
So yeah, we've done that.
we did.
We've driven back. We lost the alternator on the pickup truck, so I went to a gas station and bought a battery, put the battery in the cab, but the jumper cable is going to the alternator to charge things up. So we had heat and lights and stuff to get to the cottage. And on the way home, up where we are, we don't really have any place to get stuff because we're so far out of the way, and I needed an alternator. So I put a generator in the back with an inverter to the truck.
That's
I ran
genius.
that generator the whole time home.
It's
Well,
very
I had
smart.
a battery charger on it.
Nice.
That's a great idea.
So that's how we got home that day.
Good
Yeah.
times.
We have cheated once as well, haven't we? We actually turned our drive into a video once.
Yeah.
We
that.
did little
Nice.
stops on the way.
Yeah.
You
saw
just
that,
ate
yeah.
at a couple of places that's really popular on that drive and turned it into a video. We're like, there you go.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
I
that was
try
great.
and get a bit ahead in the editing. I think at one point I managed to get like 3 weeks ahead in my editing, and then I took 2 weeks off, and I'm like, oh, okay, here we go.
You're behind
So it
again.
sucks. Like Friday night is when we rock it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like,
tough
we'll try
sometimes.
and rock it straight from work on a Friday night,
yeah.
and then
Sometimes we'll go on a Thursday night and call in sick on Friday.
I've taken off Fridays.
Yeah.
So Jason gets a lot more vacation time than I do. So he'll often take like a Monday and a Tuesday off, and I'll just bring all my stuff and I'll work from here because we don't have Starlink because that's another whole long, boring story. But we have ExploreNet and it works. So I can work from here. I can do everything I need to do. And he can work on bunkies and trail maintenance and whatever, yard cleanup. So it works out pretty well for us.
Oh.
The same here. He gets off so much more time than I do. In fact, you're
Yeah.
going up for this week, aren't you? Without
Yeah,
me?
I called in sick. No, I took vacation next week.
You stop making people think you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
Jason's
guess
definitely my
bring on
guy over
Friday.
Paula. Yep.
Cool.
Nice.
If you're stuck on the side of the road and there's a page wire fence there, anything sticks, page wire, T-rails, anything, you can fix anything.
Yeah. You always find something to fix whatever with. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I always find things for you to do.
Yeah.
Even on weekends, you're like, I don't think I have anything to do this weekend.
Well, thanks for
Oh,
dropping the
The list
channel
just
names.
keeps going.
Pete. I didn't. He must be a mod then.
Yeah,
For,
yeah. Pete is
channel.
the everywhere, all the time moderator.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, Pete's great to.
So
If
he's
you
the
don't
guy,
have
huh?
a moderator, once you start getting into doing live streams more often, that's when you should find someone that's typically at your live streams to act as a moderator, just to keep an eye on the chat, because sooner or later you'll get someone in the chat that they're just there to be annoying kind of thing and be a troll.
Ah,
And for things like dropping channel links and stuff like that, I've got Nightbot set up so that any creator that wants to drop their link can do it automatically themselves. But it's always a good idea to have someone you trust set up as a moderator.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need to do it until you start doing live streams necessarily, but if you want to start doing these more often, then I would sort of figure out who might be a good idea to act as a moderator on your channel. So
Interesting.
I got one last question for Thompson.
Sure.
How's the chickens?
Well,
we might
you'll
see it.
see. I had to make an
Chickens.
addition because when I was in Ontario, we had a visitor, and actually we lost one. So, but other
Oh,
than that, they're doing well.
Oh, okay.
nice.
Good.
Nice to see you here, Dawn. Thanks for
You watch
stopping
it, don't
in.
you?
Hope your hand's feeling okay.
Hey, Don.
Yeah, it looks like a couple
See you,
of
Mike.
people
Thanks,
are.
guys.
Thanks so
Thanks.
much for stopping in.
So yeah, I think I don't know, we're right around the hour mark for this live stream. So I don't know if anyone had
Yeah.
anything else they wanted to
If anybody
add
has
for
any more
this week, or
questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Matt. What's the future of that Alaskan saw you got?
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
your sawmill, your Alaskan sawmill that you were
Funny
planning
you
the other
ask.
Good question.
day.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about just getting a new chainsaw.
Yeah, we were thinking about a
Would be
bigger
cheaper.
chainsaw, but I've got my eye on a couple of mills that might be. The biggest challenge I have is finding somewhere to put it when we're not there.
Yeah.
To keep it more secure. That's my biggest concern is the security
For
of it. But
For sure.
yeah, we actually met a new neighbor a couple of weeks ago who has a full mill, and he's across the other side
Oh,
of the
nice.
lake.
It was
So
just we were making our steps to the lake. We were
Yeah.
exhausted, and he came jet skiing by at the time. I'm like, ugh, somebody jet skiing. I'd much rather be jet skiing. And he stopped and chatted, and he's got a sawmill.
Nice.
And he said, "Oh, I can bring my excavator over if you want to have a play with the excavator." I'm
my
like,
new best friend.
yeah, I'm so
Oh,
Nice.
nice. That's fantastic. That is
If
awesome.
you're gonna continue with the a new chainsaw, you need to get it's called skip-a-tooth. That's what the chain.
Okay.
It has half of the teeth on it. So what it speeds up your cutting.
Oh.
So because
I
with
love
okay.
that.
with all the teeth on it, you have too much friction. And there's actually a guy on YouTube where you
Hey,
can
Barry.
freehand. I did it when I built my cabin. You lay the log down and you just freehand it with a skip-a-tooth without the mill, and it's amazing how straight you get it.
Okay.
So you just put a chalk line on where you want
Yeah,
it.
we
to.
were watching those Russian guys.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Russian guys. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
He's
it's
stopping in,
amazing.
Mike.
And they're only using the tip of the chainsaw. So the less of the blade, the less of the chain you use, the faster it is. So, and that's why these skip.
This has left you really conflicted now because you were really pulling for a full lumber mill, and now you have a better
Well,
option.
honestly, go with the full lumber mill. It's much nicer.
Oh goodness.
cool. Okay, well, how's everyone feel
All right.
after their first
Yeah, a little
experience
that was
live
fun.
streaming?
That was good.
This was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
And thanks everybody
Okay,
for coming.
well-
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks everybody for coming, and thanks Jason for hosting and helping us. You're amazing. That was really,
Yeah.
really great of you.
Really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it helps us feel a little bit more confident knowing that
Sure.
we had you behind us on that. Yeah, hopefully everybody goes and checks out Jason's channel too because he has
Absolutely.
amazing recipes.
Oh yeah,
I
we've been
try.
chaffling away.
Chaffling.
Cool.
Yeah, love the
Do you need
chaffles.
favorite-
All right, guys. Well,
Yeah.
I guess we gotta get some dinner started here. So are we happy with this? Nobody else had any other questions? I don't think. I didn't see any other ones. Mostly just
Yeah,
people saying
I
hello.
didn't.
And
Didn't see any other questions come through. So we can wrap this up if you guys want to stick around just for a couple of minutes after I
Sure.
stop the live stream here, and we'll talk in the background. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoys the rest of their Sunday and
talk offline
the
there.
rest of their week. Yeah, and I
Thanks
think
to everybody who stopped by.
yeah, and I don't know. I think
Yeah,
the
thank you so
idea
much.
is that we'll probably wind up doing this again. So, we'll sign off here and see everyone next time.
Yep. Take care. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.